And 30 days later, we lived in Nashville. And right after we moved there, I remember wandering in the back of a club there called Douglas Corner Cafe. And I saw a young man sitting on a bar stool singing a song. He had a cowboy shirt and hat. And, I mean, he was a cowboy. He wasn't dressed like a cowboy. He was a cowboy. And I went up and introduced myself to him, and we've been friends ever since. He was a young man from Oklahoma by the name of Garth Brooks. And my daddy when I told my daddy I'd met this guy and he was interested in some of my songs, he said, "Gary Brooks?" I said, "No, Garth Brooks." He said, "Ain't nobody named Garth." So my dad referred to him as Gary forever. But anyway, this was, when I started the night, I played the first song I ever wrote when I moved to Nashville. Well, this was the second song I wrote when I moved to Nashville. And right after I did, it was in November of 1986, and I remember doing an early show at the Bluebird with Gary Brooks. And I played it, and there was nobody there, It was like one of Jimmy's open mic nights. But I played it, and I went back, and I saw Garth was back at the bar, and I walked up, and he said, "Pal, if I ever get a record deal, I'm going to do that song." And there's no higher compliment than for one of your peers to give it up to you and admire something that you've created. But it was also tempered with the knowledge at the time, Garth was doing construction and selling boots. And I was loading trucks at UPS. So, obviously, we were right on the cusp of greatness. But 3 years later, he stood on that same stage at the Bluebird and sang a showcase for Capitol Records, and he called for this song the next day. And it was still available. Hey, ask Danny. Sometimes rejection leads to some good things, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, this song had been turned down by everybody, but it wound up with exactly who it should have been with all along, because he got it from the very first time he heard it. And above and beyond all else, I'll always be grateful that it was a songwriter who did this song. It's called The Dance. We're looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. When for a moment all the world was right, how could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know where it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance.